EdTalk 3 by Kai Armstrong. I chose this image to represent Christopher Emdin's introduction for white teachers who teach in the hood. And I like this image because it represents two facets, I think. One is Emdin's own reflection of how he helped his teachers by addressing their concerns and giving them tips on how to manage their classrooms. However, he reflected after the conference that perhaps they weren't identifying the reasons why their students were behaving the way they were, which is they were white teachers teaching Native American students. And so the other facet I feel like this image represents is you are the teacher and you're asking questions to maintain the open dialogue in your classroom. So your students get to have a voice and you get to collaborate and understand where their behavior might be coming from. I chose these two images to contrast poor and effective classroom management. In the top left image is obviously students who are misbehaving, and they might be doing that because they have poor boundaries or because they haven't had the expectations of behavior laid out for them. Granted, the images of older students, but that was the one I could find. And the second image on the bottom right is a classroom of students who are working together. They look relatively well behaved. I'm sure there are times in the class where they might be working more collaboratively and probably talking together more, but in this one they're working in groups of two, and like the one girl's raising her hand, so they're effectively well behaved. And that's an example of establishing a behavior protocol. Like the teacher gets to model the behavior they want to see and sets expectations as well as effective consequences so that students are encouraged by their own behavior and by the behavior of their peers to maintain a positive classroom environment so everyone can learn. And that's discussed in the Urban Teaching book by Weiner and Jerome. I chose this last image to represent the different variables that teachers have to manage while they are essentially performing classroom management. And that includes establishing their moral authority, as Weiner and Jerome point out in chapter 7. They make a statement about how urban teachers' primary source of control is their moral authority and how they should be committed to helping all students succeed in school and life. And they also go on to say that that's not always represented by their parents' perception of them. So making sure that you have an established conversation with your students and discussing those behaviors and expectations, those are all parts of having moral authority. And then to go further, they discuss ways in which the classroom kind of expands into the community and how your position inside that community is really important, including how your relationship is with the students outside of school and your relationship with your career choice, the essence of education and how it's formed by political opinions, and making sure that you're part of that conversation is very essential. And I think that really much reflects the moral authority of a teacher as well. So there's a lot of different variables that require synthesis to being an effective teacher overall.